James, and we appreciate him for opening the door for us to interview our nationally independent artist. And we have a special guest here, okay? And he's from the state of California. He is from the Bay Area. And his name is Brother Gene Murden. How are you, my brother?
I am fine. I'm actually having a great time this weekend. This is a fantastic, amazing promotional weekend you put together from the MGM. Can't say a lot.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Well, what we've done so far, just to kind of give some people an update of what we do. We do a magazine, and we do it once a year. We try to do it once a year, and after we press, we try to encourage the artists to come to Northeast Ohio. And what we attempt to do is set up television, radio, and we try to make a connection with a local church for you. And we're kind of in the middle of the weekend, this weekend, with Minister Gene. And yesterday, we did television with Plus and Minus 60. And then they did a concert at Bethel CME Church, and they did a great job there, and they loved them. And so we're here today with KAZ Radio. Now, tell us a little bit about how the music ministry started with your ministry.
Well, for me, it was a kind of different path. What happened is that I did the usual thing of singing, in the choir, then onto the praise team, and things didn't really kind of move in this direction until I was actually the director of the men's group at my church. They're called the Edifications, and they. We started going around singing in different places, and then we went from there to a smaller group, kind of broke off, and we still have the Edifications, but we became a smaller group, and, kind of Men of Heritage. My good friend Doug Williams is in that, and so... And from there, we ran into a pastor. He came up to me and he says, "Man, you guys really ought to just kind of break off and sing on your own." Pastor Witherspoon. He said, "Cause I can envision you doing this and doing that." And I'm like, "Okay, man, okay, I don't know what you've been doing." I leaned over to see if he was drinking or something like that, cause it's, but it really did kind of come to pass, and then so we started doing things, and then more and more started doing some things on my own. I started out this whole journey with like one song, just one song called All of Me. And what happened after that is I was in a studio, and the studio says, "Well, since you did the one song, why don't you try 3 songs?" And went from there, 3 songs to 6 songs to 10 songs. Now we have a 12-song album. So, my producer, Michael Denton, he's fantastic, and he just does amazing things with that. And when I first met him, he says, he says, "What you have is good." He said, "But I'm gonna make you better." I said, "Go, man, you make me no better than that." But Michael's a taskmaster, and he did. He actually made me better. He doesn't let anything slide by. Sometimes you get on this, I start preaching a little bit, and I have to reel him back in. Say we gotta get the song done, but other than that, he's doing real good.
Good. Now, so the material that you're singing now, did you write it or did someone else
actually, every song on the album I actually wrote, and it was surprising because I didn't know I was a songwriter, and but God said different. So when I started the one song, and then when I did try to go for 3, songs just start coming, and I start seeing, just things in the street or whatever, and I'm writing stuff on napkins and toilet paper and all that stuff. I wrote that stuff on everything I can find, anything to write on. I start writing that, and God doesn't have a watch because He wakes you up like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and and when He did it at first, I said, I'll learn in the morning. I can remember, that's easy. Nah, you forget everything. So now I keep a tape recorder by me and something, because first I was trying to type it all in, but then I at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't really do good English, so you can't remember what you was going to say. So now I start recording it and stuff. But God just brought it to me. All the songs He did. I now not only do I have the 12 songs for the album, but I'm still writing. I have enough for like 3 more albums.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, how did you actually find your producers? How did you get involved with them?
My producer, it was Edwin Hawkins had a manager, and his manager, I called him and said, "Do you know a good studio that has a good producer?" And he's the one that turned me on to that.
Okay.
Yeah, James Edmonds. He turned me
Okay.
on to Michael Denton. Yes.
Okay. And that's right in your area, or
It's
is
in
it?
it's in Alameda.
Okay.
It's called Infinity Studios, but it's in Alameda.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good. He does a lot of different things. His most prominent person is E40. He does
Okay.
all of his music for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me a little bit about what you've done this year so far with the music, where you've gone, and so forth. Who
Oh,
you
this
connected with in the industry and that.
this music is this year has been I guess your first couple of years, you have to be diligent because things don't seem to move the way you want them to.
Yeah.
People don't call you, you have to call them. You're knocking
Right,
on doors
right,
and
right,
stuff
right.
and stuff, and eventually it turns around and there's people now starting to contact you. So I've
Yeah.
been on a number of radio stations. I've been lucky this year to be able to have my song played overseas a lot.
Okay.
We had I think like 28 different overseas countries that were playing the music at the same time in this one area. It was funny because I looked up my song and it was in Japanese. And it's funny when you have your song in Japanese,
really?
you have your song, you can't even read it. You don't know what it says.
right.
And I was like, someone translate this and make sure they say the right song. So it's kind of like that. But this year has been the coming year has been good. We're gonna when I go back, be working on a Christmas song. We'll probably release the full album at the beginning of the year. It's probably gonna be done by mid-October, but we're gonna go ahead and release it because people listen to holiday songs during that time. So we're gonna release a Christmas single, and then we'll go ahead and release the album. I've been asked to go to Africa and January. I don't know. We'll have to see how things are working because it's right at the time we release the album. But this year I'll be like in Kentucky, Texas, North Carolina. Back down to Nashville and stuff like that. So things are just really kind of stacking up. Every month I'm out for a week here, a week there, and stuff. So God's
That would
doing
be
real
great
well.
to release, to be in Africa when you release, and that would be awesome.
Well, I would love to get some video of them, and actually, because there's a couple of songs. I have a song called "One God," and it talks about all the different languages and stuff like that. And in Africa, they got like 6-part harmony over there, so you definitely want to have that in there. So I was thinking about shooting some video with them doing that
Oh,
song.
see,
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
yeah, it really would be very colorful.
Yeah, I can't wait till I can go to Africa. Okay, now tell us what your plans. What do you want this music to do as it moves across the country? What do you hope the influence will be?
It's two-part. Well, when I first started, and I'm glad that I'm still in that same frame of mind. I didn't do the music to get popular. I really sat down and I prayed about it, and it was more about, people need hope, especially with the world, the
preaching
world's
now,
today,
brother.
and they do. And so I said, we gotta, as Christians, we gotta say something and let them know we can't continue to be silent, and we know that there's a different path for them. Not that being a Christian is going to be an easy road all the time,
Right.
but you have some place to go, and a lot of people in the world don't have places to go, and they don't have answers. And so I did the music to give people hope, and just maybe something in one of the songs it said that you can do that. The way the album is designed, it's like even if you weren't saved, you can listen to a song, which has already happened. You listen to a song and it takes you through the steps, and even if you are saved, take 2 steps of trials and tribulations. As things gone, God has open up several different doors and stuff, but my focus is still the same about giving people hope. And I look at the music as just an avenue to say that put out God's word even in a bigger, larger scale.
Right,
But you still need to stay humble about the fact that and you're in this for, and I'm not in this for fame or anything like that. I'm in there because this is what God has told me I need to do.
Right,
So
right.
that's the way.
Excellent. Now, again, same question as I shared with my other sister. There are people out there struggling.
Yeah.
They got a big song, a notebook with a whole bunch of songs in it, and they ain't going nowhere fast. Say something. Say something to encourage them, to inspire them. about this road?
Right. I wish there was a magic pill that we could give someone and say, you take this and the road's gonna be easier. Or I wish I can give you a road map and say this is what he's gonna do. But because we're different individuals, God's have a different way for us, the path we go through. When I started, my producer says, what you're doing they don't do it that way. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. But what I don't understand is how come you're so successful at what you're doing. You put out one song and then boom, you're all over the place. And so I said, because that's what God, he only needs just you only need a spark to start a fire, right? And a raging storm only presents itself as a cool breeze at the beginning. So those things that happen for individuals that want to do it, I'd say that you really have to search your heart if this is something you want to do. You have a lot of songs and you think that, yes, all I need to do is be seen. But you do have to put in the work. And what you put in the work is like, yes, you have to do the social media thing, even if you don't like to do it. Yes, you have to get out there and network, and you have to really just kind of lean on people who are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, because you're going to run into a lot of people that look to take advantage of you. They look for you to give you want you to pay them for this and pay them for that. And once someone says, I'm going to have you play on my radio, you send me $250. So you just go ahead and hang up, because that's not how it works, man. Because there are so many radio stations out there that they like indie artists, and so they'll like the fact that they'll play. And not only does it help you, but it helps them too, to bring in that new music. And they're looking, they say, well, maybe I release that next hit, so they're going to play that, but there are some people who take advantage of it. So I said, walk slow. The best thing for me that's gotten me through this is I have a support group around me, and you get a group of individuals that are there, like I have, Doug and Gloria and my wife and stuff like that. So we have that, Danita. And so you put that around you. And then when people come at me, they're like the guards, the gatekeeper, or I can go back to them and ask them, like, what do you think about this? And they're like, nah, he's kind of shaky. I don't know about that social stories. But new people, just go ahead and take it one day at a time and know your direction. I say, if you really want to do it, set your goal at the beginning and then work your way back. And that shows you a pathway to get there, realistic pathway to get there, instead of, because no one's coming down from music heaven and saying, you are the person I've been looking for all my life. Where you been? In this closet in your house. So that's not work.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, again, it's important to master your craft.
Yes.
And rehearse. Rehearse. Yeah. You need to rehearse. You need to make sure that you're comfortable doing your material. Nobody should be mastering your material like you. Okay.
I agree with you. So, Edwin Hawkins taught me that. He said, if a person gets up there and they mess up on stage, he said, that means you don't have enough rehearsal. I thought that was kind of harsh, but it's true. That's true. You should not make mistakes that people will know. Right. You can miss a note, or you can miss a sound, or you can miss a verse. But he said, if you are rehearsed enough, you're going. No one will ever know. So I said, if we know it, then you need more rehearsal. That's right. So it was like that. That's true. That's a real talk.
That's a good way to throw it out there. But again, we appreciate you being here.
I thank you.
You did a great job yesterday at Plus Minus 60.
And
you did a great job in the concert last night. And again, I was impressed with you looked very comfortable. You did not look nervous to me.
Thank you.
But you did a great job.
I hide it well.
And again, we hope that you come back to Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely. Ohio's the place, man. That's my next home, man. This is
well,
the spot.
You can afford it here.
Right?
That's the difference.
Versus California. That's right. Yeah.
But again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Really, awesome. I'm so honored.
And again, we want to thank Pastor James for opening this door. And we do have a song that we want you to check out.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
God in, allow God in. Walking alone will only bring you pain. This road you travel won't be easy, but God can help you carry the heavy load. With Him there's no alone. See, God yes, he does. All you gotta do is surrender and let God in. Allow God. See what he can do. You know, God will get you through those times when you thought there was no.
Okay. Again, we wanted the audience to hear a little bit of your style.
Thank you so much.
And again, we appreciate you for networking with us, and we're hoping you'll be back in the area soon.
Hey, all you do is call. Just like that. I'll be right back.
All right. Again, be encouraged, whatever you're experiencing right now. It has a beginning, it has a middle, and it absolutely has an end. The God that we serve, you just need to know where you're at in your trouble and hold his hand, walk with him. Beloved, now we the sons of God, but it does not yet appear what we shall be. But we know when he shall appear, we shall be like him, and we shall see him as he is. Be blessed.
There's no alone. See God. Oh, yes, he does. All you gotta do is surrender and let my God in. Allow God. See what he can do. He'll get you through the times when you thought no. Allow